Very, very
Thank you.
interesting.
You can call your first witness.
Call Rebecca McElman.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep going. Yep, so we're gonna get into the first witness here. Is it possible the son found the gun? Wow. This is wild. And big shout out to Amy. I wasn't gonna cover this, but she told me this morning. She said you need to cover this.
That you're about to give in this call to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Thank you.
Dang.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
If you would please introduce yourself and spell your name for us.
I'm Rebecca McLeman, MacLeman, and I'm the 911 records custodian for Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
All right, thank you, McLeman. Ms. McLeman, I was just about to ask you what you do, and what are the jobs and duties of a records custodian of 911 at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office?
I save all calls as requested.
Okay. And is that part of your regular course of business? What you do is routinely?
It is.
Okay. And explain to the jury if you can how these 911 calls are recorded, how they come in, and all of that.
They're recorded automatically from the time that the call is answered and then end when the call is disconnected. In that call, we get all kinds of information: date, time, call taker, location, phone number, address, and any other information that we may gain from that.
All right. Now, you're not the one who's answering these phones. You're just in charge of recording them, correct?
Now, yes.
Now, okay, but there was a time when you did that?
Yes.
Of course. Okay. Have you had an opportunity to listen to a recording in this particular case?
Yes.
All right. And was that recording regularly kept in the course of business at your work?
It was.
All right. And I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 1 for identification. You recognize that?
I do.
All right. And is this the actual recording you listened to?
It is.
And is this a true, in fact, recording of the 911 call that was taken on that day, August 29th of 2022?
It is.
Judge, move to publish this at this time.
Sure.
You should move. That's right. That's right there.
I mean, that's some reasonable doubt. We'll have to wait and see. This is wild.
Don't hear it.
That's some reasonable doubt. We'll have to wait and see. That's why you always have to wait and see how things play out.
Okay, you know what area it's coming from? Like, is it coming from 137?
Monday, August 29, 2022, 22:33 and 42 seconds.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
Hey, how you doing? It's an emergency. I heard some gunshots in my neighborhood.
Okay, let's see.
13915, a barricade. Heritage Club Drive,
Okay.
Florida.
Is it the house, a home, or apartment?
An apartment I heard outside.
Okay, how many shots did you hear?
I heard a couple, but the lady downstairs said something bad is happening. I don't know. I just heard gunshots in my neighborhood.
Okay, do you know what area it's coming from? Like, is it coming from 137, 42nd, any specific area?
No, just in the neighborhood.
Okay. How long ago did you hear
Just like 2 minutes ago.
them? Okay. Now, after you heard the shot, did you see or hear anything else suspicious? Somebody screaming, a car that sped off really quickly, anything like that?
Oh, yeah, she right here right now.
Okay. Do you want to put her on the phone?
You want to be on the phone? Yeah.
Sheriff's office, can you tell me what happened? Okay, what happened? Yes, I'm getting them on the phone, okay? What happened? Okay, hold on, ma'am. I can't understand what you're saying because you're crying.
Yeah, nobody understands what she's saying.
Okay, ma'am, hold on. Take a deep breath. I can't understand you when you're crying like that. Take a deep breath. What happened?
Listen, I just need you to come to whatever for the address say. Just please.
What happened? I have to call it. What happened? Did somebody get shot?
Someone shot. Well, that's the whole family.
Someone shot who?
Oh, family, just come to me. You please to go. You please to go. You please to go.
Yes, ma'am. They continue to ma'am. Listen. Stop. Ma'am.
I can't.
Stop talking to me. Just stop talking to me.
Sir, he's not fucking understand.
Yes, I understand, ma'am. I can't understand you.
In his house.
Okay.
I do not know what fucking happened. Okay, I can't.
All right, I'm getting you on the phone. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Dang.
Ma'am, what's going on? Where's the gun? Ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, stop yelling and talk to me. Who has a gun? Ma'am. Ma'am, the cops are already on the way. You need to answer my question. So who has a gun? Ma'am, stop yelling and talk to me. Who has a gun? Okay, where is he bleeding?
Wow.
Ma'am, the call's already in.
Wow. That's tough.
Now let me ask you, there's a pause right here.
I
What is
can't
that?
imagine.
She disconnected.
Okay. And then she calls back, or someone from that number calls back. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Number one, do you need police, fire, or medical? Hello? Hello, ma'am. Okay, I have deputies on the way. Where is he shot at? Okay. Okay, the ambulance and cops are on the way. Where is he shot? Okay, who shot him in the head? Who shot him in the head, ma'am? Okay, nobody, was it a car that drove by?
No!
Okay, is this somebody you know? Somebody from the house?
Yeah, we was in the house. We was in the fucking John house, and I found red.
Where did he go?
He was supposed to be in bed, but he wasn't asleep.
Okay, the person with the gun, where is he at right now? Tell me. Ma'am, I have every deputy on the way right now. I need to know where the person with the gun is.
Yeah, and the reason I see y'all asking why didn't she mention the daughter, because they didn't realize yet that the daughter had been killed. They just thought it was the son.
Ma'am, stop yelling. Ma'am, what's the house number that he's at? I have a call in.
139.
139 what? What is it? 13915? Okay. Ma'am, I'm trying to get the guy who did this, and I need to know where he is with the gun. Ma'am, they're coming. The police and the ambulance are on the way. Okay, well, they're coming. They're coming. License, sirens, emergency. So where's the guy with the gun? Ma'am, where's the subject with the gun? I got two deputies on Brewski Downs right now, so I need to know where the guy with the gun is. They're both coming. The police need to secure the scene so the EMS people are safe. I need to know where the guy with the gun is. Okay, the person with the gun, where is he?
No, the son.
And
The
it cuts
son
off
is
there.
still
What's
alive.
that? Who hung up there?
She did.
Okay. Judge, I don't have any further questions of this witness.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning.
Very briefly. So this is two separate calls because you have the first call, there was a hang up, and then the person calls back. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
All right. Is she released?
That's it.
All right. You could step down and you're released from your subpoena. Thank you. Call your next witness.
Today we'll call Daquan Evans.
Yeah, it sounds like she's upset that it. This is weird, man. This whole thing is weird.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's probably the first guy that called 911, if I had to guess.
Morning. If you would please introduce yourself and spell your name for us.
I'm Daquan Evans. First name Daquan, last name Evans.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Evans. If you could, where are you currently living?
I live in Ocala, Florida.
Back in 2022, in August of 2022, where were you living at that time?
I was staying off 13. Well, I can't remember the name of it, but I was down here in school as a student athlete in some condominium apartments.
What school were you going to?
University of South Florida.
All right, and you were a student at, what were you playing?
Football.
All right. And what are you doing now?
I'm a mentor for Wake Up Mentoring based out of Orlando, Florida.
All right. Now going back to August 22nd August 29th of 2022, you were a student here at USF, and were you living in the Heritage Club apartments?
Yes, sir.
All right. On that particular night, did something happen?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you recall? When do you recall the first time knowing something was going on?
And I heard like 4 or 5 shots
All right. Where were you when you heard those shots?
in my house, in my room.
All right. And you described 4 or 5. Is that how many you thought you heard?
Yeah.
All right. What did you do upon hearing those shots?
Like back at home, I'm used to hearing those type of things going on, so I just reacted and made sure I was good in the house and just really stayed there until I heard, something else from my Ring camera. And I just went downstairs and ran into a lady.
How long after you
He said
heard
he
these
was
shots did you
unfazed.
hear this or see this lady?
On my Ring camera, probably like next 5 to 10 minutes.
All right. Could it have been quicker than that, or longer than that? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
All right. What did you do upon seeing this lady?
I went downstairs and she asked for help, basically for me to call, the officers. She asked for the address. And that's what I did.
Interesting.
And were you in fact the person who called 911?
Yes, sir.
All right. And it was your phone she was on during that conversation?
Yes, sir.
All right. How did she appear to you?
Like shocked, like she was lost the words a little bit.
All right. Now you mentioned a ring camera. So your building had a Ring camera at that point in time?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 7. Did you have a chance to look at this video?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is a video, in fact, from your Ring camera on that night?
Yes, sir.
All right. And does this fairly and accurately depict kind of what happened in that moment, which was at your door?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge moved out State's Exhibit number 7 admitted into evidence.
No
Wow.
objection.
It's admitted.
Yeah, publish, Your Honor.
Yes.
What is the address?
What's the 911?
Oh, that's must be the Ring camera.
So that's all the Ring camera was able to record on that particular moment?
Yes, sir.
And that woman out there, that's the woman who you gave the phone to when you were talking to 911?
Yes, sir.
Now, you said on the 911 call that the shots were about 2 minutes before you called 911. Would that be about right?
Yes, sir.
After hearing those shots, calling 911 and seeing that lady out there, did you do anything else?
I went back to sleep.
Okay. And did you eventually talk to officers or detectives in the case?
That I can remember, I know a detective came back to my house, I think a couple of days later, and she got the Ring footage. That's
She
all.
got the Ring footage from you?
Yeah.
All right. Judge Birmingham, one moment.
Yes.
And just to be clear, you said call 911 2 minutes after you hear these shots, or about that time.
Yes, sir.
Had you seen Shirley Williams before you called 911?
No, sir.
You called 911 first, and then you saw Miss Williams at the door, or how did the timing of it work?
No, after the Ring camera, then I called it for her.
Then you called.
Yeah.
So you'd seen her at the Ring door before, and then you called 911.
Yeah, when she asked.
Okay. And again, how, you described her as shocked.
Yeah.
All right. Was she be able to communicate with you?
A little bit. That's for me to call 911. That's all I can remember.
All right, Judge. I don't have any further questions, Mr. Evans.
Right.
Hey, they're cruising right through these witnesses, man.
Good morning, Mr. Evans.
Come on.
Now, back in August of 2022, you were living at that Heritage Club Apartments.
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you lived there at that point?
Probably like a year.
Okay. And your schedule was pretty busy back then in the summer?
Yes, ma'am.
So it wasn't a situation where you would kind of hang out around the apartment or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
All of the places in that complex are all townhouses?
Yes, ma'am.
And you lived there with a roommate?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your roommate ever come out or do anything when this happened?
No, ma'am. He was asleep.
Okay, so you were asleep also when you did hear the shots?
Yeah. Once I heard him, I woke up.
Okay, and you said that you came downstairs, so your bedroom, I assume, is upstairs?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And then you come downstairs and end up coming outside?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone come to your door, or was she there at your door as you were walking out?
Just gonna open right there.
Okay. And the person that you saw that the state is describing as Shirley Williams, she wasn't someone that was known to you, right?
I don't know her at all.
Okay, so you didn't know that they lived across or anywhere, that never had any contact with them?
No, ma'am.
The setup of the complex that you were at, your townhouse building, there would be like a couple of townhouses right next to each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And yours was, I believe, the second one or the first one?
Probably the second or third one, because they're in the middle.
Okay. And then there's like a walkway or a sidewalk, and then there's townhouses across from you, and you all face each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then if you were to come out of where your townhouse is and turn, that's the parking lot where you would be assigned a parking spot or whatever for your unit.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the parking spaces across from your parking space would be assigned to the units that are next to that.
Yes, ma'am.
And it almost forms like a T, right? Like you guys would be across from each other, and then there would be other townhouses that are kind of dead end from where you were.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you kept going past your townhouse, there would be like a pool and other units that way, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you first came out, was there anyone else out there besides this woman?
Not that I remember.
Okay. And you end up being the one that first calls 911.
Yes.
And then as you're talking to the operator on 911, you end up handing the phone over to the female who came to your door.
That I can remember, yes.
Okay. And you don't have any other contact other than maybe at some point getting your phone back?
No, that's all.
Okay. So you go back to sleep. You don't know anything else about what happened?
No, ma'am.
And as far as this person appearing to be in shock or anything like that, you don't know her, but that was kind of your first impression of her demeanor at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
If I could have one moment.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Mr. Evans, just to clear something up, I misspoke and I called her Shirley Williams. Her name's Shirley Bass. Do you know Shirley Bass?
No, sir.
Okay, so when you saw that lady at your door, was that the first time you'd seen her?
Yes, sir.
All right. Had you ever spoken to her previous to that?
No, sir.
Did you ever speak to her after that?
No, sir.
All right, so that was the only time that you had ever seen Miss Bass?
Yes, sir.
All right. Nothing further, Judge.
All right. You can step down, sir. Thank you. He released from his subpoena.
There it is.
Yes, Sherman.
All right.